Hello, good day, everyone. We are here to present our paper regarding the influence of financial literacy towards economic decision making among mall employees in Tagum City. So, this is a thesis presented to the thesis committee of Department of Accounting Education, Tagum College, Tagum City. My name is Melinda Makul.
I am Rika Mato.
And I am Janeline Miano.
So this study dealt on the financial literacy and economic decision making among mall employees in Tagum City. So the main goal of this study was to determine the significant relationship between financial literacy and economic decision making among mall employees in Tagum City.
Likewise, this study utilized quantitative method using correlation techniques involves collection of data through survey questionnaires. The data from the survey has been tested and measured. Random sampling was used in selection of respondents and showed 233 total mall employees which were situated in Tagum City, which are employed under different malls.
Moreover, mean was used as a statistical tool in determining the level of financial literacy and extent of economic decision making among mall employees, and person R was used to determine the correlation between the two variables.
So here are the research objectives of our study. Number one, for the independent variable is to assess the level of financial literacy among the mall employees in Tagum City in terms of financial knowledge, financial skills, and financial attitude.
And number two is to determine the extent of economic decision making in terms of money management, debt management, savings, and investment.
And number three is to determine the significant relationship between the level of financial literacy and economic decision making of mall employees. And lastly, to determine which of the domain of financial literacy significantly influence the economic decision making of mall employees.
Now we go with the result. So first, we have here is the result of our first objective, the level of financial literacy among mall employees in Tagum City. So shown in this table are the mean scores for the indicators level of financial literacy among mall employees of Tagum City with overall mean of 4.31, described as very high with a standard deviation of 0.358. Now this means that the respondents' responses to the level of financial literacy among mall employees of Tagum City were very much practiced in majority of the cases in terms of financial knowledge, financial skills, and financial attitude. As we can see here that the level of financial literacy is very much practiced among mall employees in Tagum City on financial knowledge. So being the indicator with the highest mean, those hosts principal goal is to allow employees to understand the use of pension fund, have knowledge about the terms and condition of an unsecured bank loan, understand the use of budgeting and planning to better financial decision, have knowledge in mathematics and major economic concepts that help understand financial materials, and learn financial literacy at home, work, and other activities.
And this is followed by financial attitude that is highly practiced among mall employees of Tagum City, which objectives are not to spend money on items not included in the budget, even if having excess cash, keeping an important savings account, planning ahead before spending money on major expenses such as gadgets, motors, cars, and housing, making sure not to run out of money, and believing that education through seminars concerning financial literacy about economic and non-economic views could enhance my financial attitude.
And finally, the level of financial literacy that is highly practiced among mall employees of Tagum City is on financial skills, being indicator with the lowest mean, which allows employees to handle monetary and other financial resources for a specific purpose, use financial literacy and assisting making appropriate financial decision, save for retirement for the future, use the money all wisely to prevent unsustainable debt, and use digital technology, for example, games and other mobile applications to improve financial skills.
Okay, now so let us now discuss the results in relation to the theories. So the financial literacy in Tagum City Mall employees was very high and oftentimes manifests all the financial literacy as to financial knowledge, which is the comprehension of basic ideas and understanding of the use of various economic products. So this result is in relation to the theory of Gill and Bhattacharya in 2015 who viewed that financial literacy contributes to the inquiry of financial knowledge, and it also explains how individuals obtain economic understanding and the connection between economic understanding, savings, and investment conduct. So this confirms the theory naman of Amagir, Groot, and Brink that financial knowledge provides a theoretical framework for financial literacy and explains that acquisition of financial literacy through one's activities and implementation of financial literacy.
And with regards to financial attitude, the level was high. This signifies that the financial attitude in Tagum City Mall employees are much practiced, supported by the theory of Rai, Dow, and Yadav 2019, focusing on creating favorable financial attitudes among the individuals, improve financial literacy among generations. It was then that actual advantages can be obtained. The financial attitude towards finance and money can have an impact on the conduct in achieving financial literacy and improving economic understanding.
In terms of financial skills, the level of financial literacy among selected mall employees in Tagum City was high. This indicates that the principal problem using financial skills was much practiced. This explained that mall employees need such skills to act on how they handle monetary and other financial resources. The theory of Velikova and Kalashnikova in 2018 revealed that financial skills are repetitively developed and characterized by a high degree of growth. Based upon the theory of Gavorova in 2017, improving financial skills are particularly relevant in the current economic environment where people make a lot of financial decisions on a daily basis, from how much to save for retirement, ensure income, finance housing, and investing and financial market.
So now in this slide, we see the mean scores of the indicators of economic decision making among mall employees of Tagum City with an overall mean of 4.37. So it was described as very high with a standard deviation of 0.376. So this means that the respondents' response to the extent of economic decision making among mall employees of Tagum City were very much evident in majority of the cases in terms of money management, debt management, savings, and investment. Now, we can see here that the extent of economic decision making that is very much evident on savings and investment, being the indicator with the highest mean, which helps employees to spend wisely so they could have reserve for savings, increase the savings when receive a salary increment, and also invest in a cooperative, save the retirement and the future investments, and set long-term financial goals and strive for able to achieve them.
So with regards with or to money management, that is very much evident also in selected employees, which tells that mall employees must buy only what is needed in accordance with the budget, monitor cash disbursements regularly for the minimization of expenses, compare prices for major expenses to practice entrepreneurial money management, pay all bills on time to avoid risks such as surcharges, and keep record of finances and expenses.
The economic decision making that is much evident in selected mall employees in Tagum City is on debt management, being the indicator with the lowest mean, which allows employees to think it is okay to use an unsecured loan as long as they can afford to pay back. Always read the terms and conditions applicable to the credit products they hold. Money borrowed from friends is paid promptly as agreed, responsible in using credit, and not willing to take loans at high interest rates.
Now, in supporting theories, based on the previous slide, the extent of economic decision making was very much evident as seen on savings and investment. So, being the indicators with the highest mean, Muate, Kubaso, and Akuno stated that long term savings and investments improve the economic safety and growth and economic development in families in the future. Now, this agrees with the viewpoint of O2 that saving actions is a fundamental practice for ensuring potential expectations in life is satisfied.
And also, evident among the respondents was the very high level of economic decision making in terms of money management, denoting that money management and economic decision making in Tagum City was positive. Sandara Senetal indicate that money management is pivotal in point of present age because at every point of the life cycle we're anticipated to make economic decisions on financing related issues. According also to Kazay and Smith 2008, money management can alter individual spending habits via effective financial regulations such as record keeping and unneeded expenditure is reduced and a positive approach is taken towards money management.
Okay. With regards to debt management was also very high. According to Lizardi and Michel, 2011, decisions on debt management are created to assist customers prevent over debt. Gozay and Smith stated that responsible use of the credit is an important part of the personal financial health. It is crucial for people of all race, generations, and stage of life to develop and keep a positive credit history. Debt management has been seen as quite a daily grind, taking care of financial requirements and executing payments commitments while maintaining risk controls.
Now, here, one important purpose of this study is to determine among the level of financial literacy and extent of economic decision making in selected mall employees of Tagum City. So, the Pearson is mentioned in the introduction that is used to determine the correlation between the two variables. Now, the result reveals that the level of financial literacy versus the extent of economic decision making yields a Pearson value of 0.606, which by the way is significant. So the result is due to the p-value of 0.000, which is lesser than the 0.05 level of significance. Now this lead to the decision that the null hypothesis, which is stated that there is no significant relationship between financial literacy and economic decision making, is rejected. This further means that there is a relationship between the two variables correlated, and further means pa jud nga there is a positive association between financial literacy and economic decision making.
Yes, the presented study revealed a significant relationship between the financial literacy and economic decision making among mall employees of Tagum City. This confirmed with a study of Stupper and Walter in 2017 that increasing financial literacy among populations enhances the economic decision making of people. The effect of financial literacy on mall employees' economic decision making for the success of employee was found to be contributory to economic decision making and attitude for better savings and investment, money management, and debt management. The correlation between the overall level of financial literacy and the extent of economic decision making was significant. These findings affirmed by the study of True et al. 2017, who stated that financial literacy is also highly contributory to economic decision making. It must be by individuals or effective decision.
Here, using the multiple regression analysis, the data revealed that the influence of financial literacy towards economic decision making among mall employees of Tagum City has an F ratio of 44.888 and a corresponding p-value of 0.000. This means that the financial literacy significantly influences economic decision making since the probability value is less than 0.05. The R2 value of 0.370 implies that 37% of economic decision making among mall employees of Tagum City is influenced by financial literacy, while the remaining 63% is influenced by the other factors. The overall result of the financial literacy significantly influenced the economic decision making of the mall employees in Tagum City.
Now, based on the findings of the study, the level of financial literacy is very high for financial knowledge, high for financial attitude, and high for financial skills. And the overall mean of the very high level of financial literacy in selected mall employees. Now, this means that the financial literacy are very much practiced in selected mall employees of Tagum City, and extent of economic decision making among mall employees is very high for savings and investment, very high also for money management, and very high for debt management, and overall mean of very high. So this means, guys, that all measures described in economic decision making in selected mall employees of Tagum City are very much evident, and there is a significant relationship between financial literacy and economic decision making in selected mall employees in Tagum City.
In the light of the foregoing and findings and conclusions, the following recommendations are offered since financial literacy and economic decision making has a significant relationship. The level of financial literacy of the mall employees will be maintained a very high level. Secondly, mall employers and the local government may conduct trainings and seminars for the mall employees to enhance and update their financial literacy. The mall employees themselves who lack financial literacy may improve their knowledge, attitude, and skills in financial by attending seminars about financial literacy.
And lastly, the related studies may be done based on the result of the research. This may include using dependent variable from economic decision making that might affect in using financial literacy. So that's all for our thesis presentation. Thank you for watching and keep safe and God bless.